Hi guys and welcome back. Now this is just a quick video just to add on to the snapshot that I released earlier today. The snapshot was 18W15A and they added lots of new things, dolphins and these new items here called Conduit. Now I will put a link to the snapshot if you haven't seen it in the description below, but this video is going to be completely on this item here, the Conduit. Now I've had a bit of a play with this thing. Since earlier. If we go up on the shore, the only thing I could figure out earlier today when I did the snapshot is the fact that if you place it down, it gives you a water source. If you break it, the water source stays there. And if you put it back on, it sucks the water back in. So that's the only things I could figure out before. That there is actually a lot more to these things, and I don't know why I didn't try anything earlier. But it comes with putting it underwater. I mean, I knew that when you put it underwater, it actually adds a light source as well. But there is much more to them than just that. Now, these are kind of like underwater beacons. It's the best way to put it. So as we have our beacons up on land, which gives us haste or jump boost or anything else, etc., etc., these give us conduit power, as you can see here. Now conduit power actually gives us water breathing and night vision. So if we switch now into survival, like that, and just park ourselves here. So you can see now we have conduit power here. 12 seconds, and that keeps going. And that is what these do. As you can see, we can see very nicely around in the ocean. We've got a great view of everything, similar to the night vision potions we had, which now no longer work underwater. And we've also got permanent water breathing with this. So I'd like to test out how far this goes, and also show you guys how to get these things working, and work on some different designs. This is the basic design that you need to make it. There is some slightly more basic ones, but this is the most common you will see. Now I'm going to go through some different ways of making it, see how we can get this thing working. So the first thing we can see with this is the fact that it needs prismarine to work, as you can see. So we have the normal prismarine here, and I also tested it and it works with the prismarine bricks as well, but it doesn't work with the dark prismarine at all there. And the way to make this is you need the conduit on this block height here, and it needs to be surrounded by the prismarine 3x3. It needs a gap. Now I'm going to test this with the platform underneath, and I'm going to test it without. I don't think you actually need the platform underneath. So we'll do a little bit of testing. Let's just start like this. Let's just build our 3x3 first. And then the way to activate this is you need to place the prismarine down, or prismarine brick, place the conduit on top, and then get rid of that block there. Okay, so if you just have the circle like that, it doesn't work. But I have seen one that built it a little bit different. They didn't have a platform like this, but they placed their 3x3 kind of like this, flat on the ground, and then dug down here. And then they placed the conduit on there, destroyed that. No, that doesn't seem to be working either. So I think you do actually need the prismarine bottom part. So we replace that with the prismarine like that and place the conduit on top. So that works there. So it doesn't have to have a gap in this bit. It doesn't matter if that's filled in with something else. So yeah, this seems to be the most basic kind of design you can do. Now I have been testing these out a little bit with bigger areas. 3, 4, 5. 5. That would be the center. So I tried this with a 5x5 just to see if it's, you know, like a beacon. You know, the bigger you make it, does it actually help you travel further? And I went up to a 9x9 and that didn't work, but I just left it at that. So let's just try this, the 5x5. Okay, so that doesn't work either. So the 5x5 doesn't work. So it does have to be a 3x3. Just get rid of this. Now we're going to test out and have a look at designs. So let's do our 3x3 like this. And let's try, if we fill this completely in, all the way around, 2 blocks high. Let's, like that. We have our conduit in the middle. Get rid of that one. So that works as well. So what if, let's get rid of that. Let's try and make this bigger. Don't see why that would affect it. Should work as well. Yeah, that was so the only other thing. Okay, so if I try and block it in there, it stops working. What about? Let's have a look. Okay, so it needs that 3x3 area around it in there. If you place anything within that, it will break it. Actually. No, let's get back in there, fill that in, get rid of that. Okay, so you can block it in completely, so it doesn't need to have access to the sky like a normal beacon does. It just seems to need that that ring around it with the underneath. Okay, so now I'm gonna try out to see if it needs to be a full ring. So let's do this. Let's try something a little bit different. If we want to build it like this, actually let's try it a little bit different. If we wanted to kind of build it as a design, so we've got that, the conduit would be there. Maybe we could build it up like this and build it kind of like a ruin, a temple kind of thing. And have one on top there. Let's see, would that work? Okay, so that works as well. So it doesn't actually have to be a full ring around, but it doesn't work if you just do this and don't put any blocks around it. Will that work? No, so it has to have something around it. So let's see if we can figure out what the minimum is needed to get this thing to work. So if we just do 2 like that and do it, will that work? No. Let's try if we just do the 4. Okay, now that's strange because that there is kind of like the same idea as this is, except it's full pillars. So what would be needed to actually make that thing work? Oh, there we go, hold on. Ah, so maybe it is a certain amount of blocks. Let's see, we've got oh, I think there's some magma blocks underneath the sand here. So we've got 3x3, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 blocks there. So if I get rid of that one, that gets rid of it, and place that there, that works again. So it looks like it just needs 20 blocks around it. So what if we go up 1? That works as well. If we go up 1 more and get rid of it, that works as well. Okay, so it needs to be in this. So it looks like from the conduit, it needs to, you have 2 blocks up, 2 blocks down, and within a 5 by 5 area. As long as you've got that 3 by 3 underneath it, it seems to work. And it will need the 20 blocks, at least 20 blocks of any design. So the next thing I need to check is, do the new blocks work? So if we wanted slabs or stairs instead, will it count them towards the count? No, not on stairs. What about slabs? No, what about double slab? No, okay, so stairs and slabs don't work towards it. You need the actual full prismarine blocks for that. And then that will work. So that's pretty cool. So let's test out some designs of this. Actually, the next thing I want to check is mixed blocks. So if I wanted to do it like this, oops, let's just do it like that. And then let's have prismarine brick on this side. Conduit. Okay, so mixed blocks works as well. So as long as it is prismarine bricks or the plain prismarine blocks, it will work no matter what order, and you need 20 of them within the area. So let's get working on some designs. Okay, so I've been playing with designs and trying to figure out how this thing actually works. And I've got a little design here I will explain in a few minutes. But just made a couple of little designs here, and you can see this one I made doesn't work. Now the reason for this is because these blocks here are within the 3 by 3. So if you're going to build something like this, it has to actually be higher up. Nothing can be, even if you've got the right amount of blocks, nothing can be in that 3 by 3. So you have to make sure that that area is clear, which is what I've got the white in this. I'll explain in a second. This one I did was just placing around blocks here, there, and everywhere. I placed 19 blocks in the correct areas, and then just tried all the different kind of areas to find out what areas actually count towards the 20 blocks you need and what areas don't. So I'm going to go through this now. The next thing I'm going to do after that is test the distance that this works for, because I think the more blocks you've got, the further the conduit actually works. So that would mean that this design here, with this filled in, if that's true, would probably be the best. Actually, if this was filled in as well, this would probably be the best design. If it's just for distance rather than what it looks like, this would probably work best. But let's go over to this. So, as you see, we've got our conduit in the middle there. So that is this block. And then that would mean that this one here, at this level, if I can go around, you can see that 3 by 3 there is our bottom. So everywhere that I have got the blue glass on this are the areas that actually count towards the 20 block count. So if you place blocks here or here, it doesn't actually count towards it. Now these blocks at the very bottom here are in line with this. So if you want to place blocks down here, you can do that. It will count towards it, but these blocks here will not. So it's just going to be a little bit of practice, I think, testing things out. I've got this a little bit wrong there. This is too far down. There we go. That is our 3 by 3. So if you want to place on the 3 by 3 level here, then you can do that. So that gives you your conduit your empty space and your 3x3, which on that one is built into the ground. On this one would be this area here. So I'm going to go through and build one of these just to show you what I mean. So if we have, let's find a bit of space somewhere. Over here will do. Just clear some of this stuff out. There we go. So if we build our 3x3 like this and place it like that. Now that's 9. So we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Then we can go 18, 19. So there's 19 blocks. So if we place one more here, that should start working. There we go. Take that off, it goes off. And that does the same on all of these. So the thing I want to test now is this 3x3. Does it need to be 3x3? Because if you go by the design of this, the rest of it, that shouldn't be needed. So we've got 20 blocks in there. So if I remove a corner, that doesn't count towards it. So that gives us, if we get rid of all 4 corners, does that still works? Okay, so maybe 20 blocks are not needed. So that gives us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 blocks. So if we remove that one, that goes away. Okay, so maybe it's 16 blocks, not 20 blocks. So we can get rid of this here, because they're not needed. So by the looks of it, it needs to be in a square around the conduit. So you don't, so anything in a diagonal doesn't work. So let's try this out. So we put some in there. We need to stop it working first. There, there, there. They don't work. Let's go down a bit. They don't help. Let's see if we can go up a bit. No, so the diagonals don't work. So it needs to be in this 5x5 cross area, and it seems like you need 16 blocks in that area. You can see we've only got 15 here. That'd be our 16 that works. So that gives you kind of the basic shape you need. I mean, it doesn't make any difference if you want to build in these areas. You can do that if you want it as design, as I've done in all of these, but it's not actually needed. Should really get rid of the magma blocks under the sand here. But as you can see, it gives you lots of leeway for building some really nice designs. Now, as I said before, the dark prismarine doesn't work for building the conduit, but if you want to use it, once you've got this working, it's not going to stop it from working. So you can add that in and give it a little bit more design. As long as you've got those 16 blocks of prismarine or prismarine bricks in place, then your conduit is going to work. So let's test out the distance for this thing. Let's go and find an area where we've not got these built already. Okay, so as you can see now, everything's dark. We've got no conduit power there. So let's just build a design here. Like that. Got our conduit on there. Gives a bit of light. Okay, so let's just try our basic one. 16 blocks. So that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Take that away. Okay, So we have conduit power. So let's get right on this one here and check. We're gonna go in this direction, so we're gonna go up. So we need our Z coordinate. So let's just write that down. So our Z coordinate is 5492. Okay, so we've got that written down there. Okay, so let's go and see. Oops. Let's just try and fix my mess. The hitbox is quite large on it, so you have to be careful that you don't break the conduit instead of the block underneath. Okay, so 5492, and we've got our conduit power. So let's travel and see when this stops. Okay, so that stopped there. So we need to head back a few blocks. Actually, we can go slowly and see when. There we go. That's where it comes back. So if we go down here, E. So we've got it on this block here. E. We've still got it here. One more block. Yeah. So we just need to find out which block it is. There we go. So this block it cuts off. So this block, we've still got it. So that is at 5461. So we were at 5492 and we're now at 5461. So that was 31 blocks. So with the basic 16 blocks you need for building it, you can go 31 blocks and get that. So let's now build this the maximum we can do. So we know that these corners don't count. So let's just build this up. And we needed the 3x3 empty. That means on this one we can build there. That was all the area that filled in. So now let's see how far we can go on this one before it runs out. So that's still going there. It's still going. So we can go we do actually go further with more blocks. Okay, so that's run out now there. So let's go slowly back. Let's see when we get our night vision back. We can work out. Okay, so there we have our conduit power back. Let's go to this one. Okay, so this block, let's see, what is that? So from 5492, we are now at 5429, which is 63 blocks. Okay, so 63 blocks for that one. So now let's fill the whole thing in. Even though my test before showed that that doesn't make a difference, let's just try it anyway. So if we fill all of this and just keep our 3x3 empty and have every other space in the range filled in, like that, and the same on these two sides. There. If I can get that one placed. There, and then check that's still working. Yeah, that's still working. So let's do the same again. So let's go up here and see. It did run out. It did run out somewhere around here before. Okay, we have definitely gone further than last time. So that's interesting. Maybe that will get changed at some point. Okay, let's go down. Let's see. Where do we get our vision back? No. There we go. We have our conduit power here. 12. Let's go on the next block. This block. Let's just see where this starts to run out. Okay, so it runs out there. Okay, so this block is our last one. So let's just see again. So we were at 54.92 and now we're at 53.97. So that's 95 blocks. So that seems to be the furthest you can go. So that's interesting because those diagonal blocks didn't have an effect when I was trying to activate it, but it does have an effect on the distance it travels. So it looks like this design, if you want distance, is the best way to go. Obviously, if you don't really need to have it go 95 blocks in every direction, you don't have to build a block. I mean, some people are going to do it for aesthetics, and some people are going to do it for the actual effect. So it's a nice thing we can have a play with, and it's going to be especially good for underwater bases. Save us needing to have the turtle helmets on all the time if you want your normal armor, because that does give water breathing, but obviously it doesn't give us the vision. As you can see here, this is pretty much like having a base above ground. You can see everything, and there's no vision problems with this. So it's a really good idea. I really like that they've implemented these things. Plus, they're also really useful for giving us water sources above ground. I don't know whether they're going to change that infinite water source thing, so you can place it, the water source stays on the floor, and then you can break the conduit and pick it up again, and it's another water source. Maybe they'll change that. That could be a bug. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. It does seem a little bit OP that you can go so far. So maybe they'll nerf it in the future. But we'll have to see. And I'm going to keep testing this thing and try and come up with some more designs. These would be great to build like a proper temple. You know, start with your basic design like this and build a giant temple all the way around, especially if it was in an aquarium. Now I have tested these things don't work above ground, they only work underwater. So they are specifically for underground bases. Now the only other thing I want to check, if I go above water, does it still work? No. Okay. So if I'm here, I'm stood in water, it works. If you're out of water, it doesn't work. So you actually have to be inside, at least stood in 1 block deep of water for the conduit power to work. So you can't put it underwater in an above ground base and just build a little like water chamber underneath. That won't work. You have to physically be in the water for that to work, which makes sense because you don't need underwater vision and water breathing when you're above ground. So that is that. So I think that is all I've got time for today, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you did like the video, and as always, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time.